This is the old module that didn't work. I'd replaced this pot, and you can see there's the solder joints right there. I thought I did a pretty good job soldering it in, but it crackled, and the red light was coming on, and it was making a couple of loud sounds here and there. So I ordered a new module from Klinkers. They're in Belgium, and this is the wrapper from the new one. And I got it all installed in here. I had to take all this apart and a bunch of screws, and so it doesn't make any sound. That is a good thing. I tested it with guitar over here, and that works great. So I think that's the fix. The module itself was like $50, and then it was maybe $17 to ship, and then I had to pay an extra fee to use a different shipper. And then when it reached DHL, they wanted like a $45 waybill, so I had to pay that as an import tax, I guess, with a tariff to get it to my door. So about $150 later, I got it fixed. And these things are, I think, 300 new. I bought it for $250, like back in 2016. So it'll work for now. I think if it goes bad again in the future, I'll just donate it to Goodwill and get a different model. I got my Behringer Euro Live PA speaker here, the B212D. I've had this one since 2016, and the volume pot kind of crapped out. I was turning it, and it had some static in it. I put some TV tuner cleaner in there, and it worked pretty smooth. But then when the speaker was just sitting there, I would make this thunder sound just real quick, like half a second, super loud. So I had to replace this. So I contacted the tribe about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard back. So I went ahead and bought another pot, and from who else but AliExpress. I got a whole bag of 10 for like under $7.50 with free ship. So this is the new one. Looks exactly the same. I think it's a 10K. I'll put the details in the description. But I just took the back out, and there's a connector back there, so I left that in. But you can just leave all that connected. Just for some detail, you got to take this ribbon off the main board, and here's the action on that little clip. You got to push on the top to let it unclip. So push the top of this guy that way, and it'll just pull up. You may need to get a little screwdriver on the edge, to get it going. But that is that. I unscrewed the module for the volume, and on the original, I tried my solder sucker on the back, and it wouldn't let go, so I had to kind of pry it off as I heated it up on the pins. But I got that off, and left some. You can see there's I cleared out the holes. So I'm going to stick this in there and solder it up, and hopefully it'll all be smooth again for another 10 years. Yeah, this journey is completely ridiculous. So I had to get an X-Acto knife and put it in these 3 holes, going straight down this way, and spin it around, kind of drill it out, because the pot would just barely fit through there. And I tried to get the solder sucker on there, it wouldn't suck out. And the soldering iron was just heating up the trace. I didn't want to burn out the trace or have it flake up. So the first pot kind of got toasted. It just didn't work out. So I started with a second one, and had to file all the wires on the pot to make them thinner. And then when I put it in here, I was able to put rosin on there and solder it. And these suddenly, like, they didn't want to heat up and solder onto the trace So it looks like it's on there, so I'm going to go test it. Okay, I turned on the power. It's on, and it's kind of humming. So it makes the open ground sound. It could be because this whole thing is not shielded, but that's all I can do. I'll put it back together and see if it's quiet. Okay, I got the shield back on there and it's not humming anymore, but you can see that clip light, the red light, is doing some kind of clippy thing, and it's the speaker's grumbling over here. So unless I could get a whole module and stick it in there, that's all I can do. And so my vote is this thing is toast. I think I'll just donate it and buy another one. I wouldn't risk putting this in a gig.